everyone. Welcome back to Echo Your English. I'm Emily.
And I'm Ryan. Today, we're diving into another essential English word that native speakers use constantly.
That's right. We're talking about make. It's just as versatile and important as get.
Absolutely. Make is everywhere in English. We use it for creating things, preparing food, forming relationships, earning money, and so much more.
And here's the interesting part. Sometimes make and do get confused by learners. We'll talk about that difference too.
Perfect. So let's start with the most obvious meaning. Emily, what's the basic use of make?
Well, the core meaning is to create or produce something. I made a cake yesterday, or she makes beautiful jewelry.
Right. When you physically create something with your hands or through a process, we use make. Make a sandwich, make a dress, make furniture.
And this extends to creative work too. He makes music, she makes films, they make art. It's all about production and creation.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. We also use make for preparing food and drinks. Emily, what did you make for dinner last night?
I made pasta with homemade tomato sauce. And notice how natural that sounds? We don't say I cooked pasta. Well, we can, but I made pasta is just as common and maybe even more natural.
Exactly. Make coffee, make tea, make breakfast, make dinner. These are phrases you'll hear every single day.
And it's interesting because we use make even for simple things. I'm making a sandwich sounds more natural than I'm preparing a sandwich.
True. Now let's talk about make with money and earnings. This is super common. How much money do you make? Or I make about $50,000 a year.
Right, and we say make a living to talk about earning enough to support yourself. He makes a living as a freelance writer, or it's hard to make a living in this city.
We also say make a profit in business or make a fortune if someone becomes very rich. They made a fortune selling their company.
Let's talk about decisions and choices because make is essential here. Make a decision, make a choice, make up your mind.
Yes, native speakers use these constantly. I need to make a decision about the job offer. Or have you made up your mind yet?
And make up your mind is a phrasal verb, meaning to decide after thinking about it. Come on, make up your mind. We need to leave soon.
What about mistakes and errors? We use make here too, not do. I made a mistake, or everyone makes mistakes.
That's a really important distinction. Learners often want to say do a mistake, but that's incorrect. It's always make a mistake.
Exactly. And we have lots of expressions like this. Make an error, make a mess, make a fool of yourself.
Oh, make a fool of yourself means to embarrass yourself. I made a fool of myself at the party by telling that terrible joke.
Let's talk about communication and sounds. We use make for producing noise or speech. Don't make a sound. Make noise. Make a comment.
Right. The baby is making funny noises. Or can I make a suggestion?
Make a suggestion is very polite and common in professional settings. I'd like to make a suggestion about the project timeline.
And make a comment or make a remark are similar. He made an interesting comment during the meeting.
Now, here's a big category. Make with emotions and physical states. We use it to cause feelings or reactions.
Yes, you make me happy, this makes me sad, that movie made me cry.
Notice the structure. Make plus person plus adjective or verb. The news made her angry. Your story made us laugh.
This is such a natural way to express causation in English. Coffee makes me nervous, or exercise makes me feel energized.
And we can use it with physical effects too. This weather makes me tired. Spicy food makes my mouth burn.
Let's discuss some really common phrasal verbs and expressions with make. What about make out?
Make out has several meanings. It can mean kiss romantically. They were making out in the park. But it can also mean to see or understand something. I can't make out what he's saying.
And make out can mean to succeed or manage. How did you make out on the exam? Or we made out pretty well in the negotiations.
What about make up? This one has multiple meanings too.
Make up can mean to reconcile after an argument. We had a fight, but we made up. It can also mean to invent or create a story. He made up an excuse for being late.
And don't forget cosmetics, makeup or put on makeup. She's making up for the party means she's applying cosmetics.
There's also make up for something, which means to compensate for a mistake or loss. I'll make up for missing your birthday by taking you to dinner.
Good one. What about make do? That means to manage with what you have, even if it's not ideal.
Yes, we don't have enough chairs, but we'll make do. Or, I forgot my umbrella, so I'll have to make do without it.
Make it is another important one. It can mean to succeed. She's going to make it in Hollywood. Or to arrive. Can you make it to the meeting on time?
And we often use it in invitations. Can you make it to dinner on Friday? It's asking if someone can attend or arrive.
If someone says, I can't make it, they're saying they can't come or attend. Very useful phrase.
Let's talk about make sure and make certain. These mean to verify or ensure something.
Right. Make sure you lock the door, or make certain you have your passport before you leave.
Native speakers use make sure constantly. Make sure to call me when you arrive, or I want to make sure I understand this correctly.
What about make sense? This is huge in English conversation.
Make sense means to be logical or understandable. Does this make sense to you? Or your explanation doesn't make sense.
And we often use it to check understanding. Am I making sense? Or let me know if this doesn't make sense.
There's also make fun of someone, which means to tease or mock them. Don't make fun of my accent.
That can be playful or mean depending on the context. We were just making fun of each other. It's all in good humor.
Let's discuss the difference between make and do, because this confuses a lot of learners.
Great topic. Generally, make is for creating or producing something tangible, while do is for activities or actions.
Right. You make a cake, but you do your homework. You make a plan, but you do the work.
Here's a helpful rule. If you're creating something that didn't exist before, use make. If you're performing an action or task, use do.
So we say make breakfast because you're creating the meal, but do the dishes because you're performing the cleaning activity.
Exactly. Make a phone call because you're initiating the conversation, but do exercise because you're performing the activity.
Though we do say make an effort and do an effort is wrong, there are some exceptions you just have to memorize.
True. Some common make collocations are make a promise, make an appointment, make arrangements, make progress, make an effort.
And common do collocations, do homework, do business, do damage, do good, do harm.
Let's talk about make-believe and imagination. Make-believe means to pretend or imagine.
Yes, kids love to make believe they're superheroes, or let's make believe we're on a tropical island.
What about make time for something? This means to prioritize or find time in your schedule.
I try to make time for exercise every day, or you need to make time for your friends.
It implies that you're actively creating space in your busy life for something important.
Here's an interesting one, make or break. This expression means something will either lead to success or failure.
This project is make or break for our company, or the interview is make or break for getting the job.
Let's talk about make with materials and ingredients. We use make to describe what something is produced from.
Right. Wine is made from grapes, paper is made from wood, this sweater is made of wool.
Notice we use made from when the original material is transformed and made of when you can still see the original material.
Good distinction. Bread is made from flour because you can't see flour in bread, but this table is made of wood because you can still see it's wood.
What about make the bed? This is a daily activity phrase.
Make the bed means to arrange the sheets and blankets neatly after you wake up. Don't forget to make your bed before school.
And interestingly, we don't say do the bed. It's always make the bed.
Let's discuss some idiomatic expressions. Make ends meet is a common one.
Make ends meet means to have enough money to pay for basic necessities. It's hard to make ends meet on minimum wage.
Make a difference is another powerful expression. It means to have a positive impact.
Your donation can make a difference in children's lives, or I want to make a difference in the world.
Make waves means to cause trouble or create controversy. She's making waves with her new political stance.
And make yourself at home is what you say to guests to tell them to be comfortable. Please make yourself at home.
What about make it up to someone? This means to compensate someone for something you did wrong.
I'm sorry I missed your graduation. I'll make it up to you, I promise.
Make a go of it means to try to make something successful. They're making a go of their new restaurant.
Here's one people use in relationships. Make amends. It means to apologize and try to fix things after doing something wrong.
He tried to make amends by sending flowers and apologizing.
Let's talk about make in commands and requests. It's very direct and common.
Yes. Make me a coffee, please. Or, can you make a copy of this document?
These are everyday requests you'll hear constantly in English-speaking environments.
We also use make for appointments and reservations. I need to make a doctor's appointment. Or, did you make a reservation at the restaurant?
And make plans for future activities. Let's make plans for the weekend, or I'm making plans to visit Japan next year.
What about expressions with time? Make good time means to travel faster than expected.
We made good time on the drive. There was no traffic.
And make up for lost time means to do something more quickly or intensely because you're behind schedule.
After being sick, I need to make up for lost time at work.
Let's give our listeners some practice. Emily, describe your morning routine using make.
Okay, I wake up and make my bed right away. Then I go to the kitchen and make coffee. While it's brewing, I make breakfast, usually eggs and toast. Sometimes I make a smoothie instead. If I have time, I make lunch to take to work. Before I leave, I make sure I have everything I need. How's that?
Perfect. You used make naturally in so many different contexts. Now let me try describing a work situation. Yesterday, I had to make an important decision about a project. I made several phone calls to get advice. We made progress on the design, and I think we're going to make our deadline. I made arrangements to meet with the client next week. I also had to make time for a training session even though I was busy.
Excellent. See how naturally make flows in real conversation? It's absolutely essential for sounding like a native speaker.
Now, here's a common mistake learners make. Using do instead of make, or vice versa.
Right. Remember, make a mistake, not do a mistake. Make a decision, not do a decision. Make progress, not do progress.
But it's do homework, not make homework. Do your best, not make your best. Do business, not make business.
The best way to learn these is through exposure and practice. Listen to how native speakers use these words and try to notice the patterns.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn.
Speaking of which, let's give our listeners a challenge. Today, try to use make in 10 different ways. Use it for creating something, preparing food, making a decision, making plans, and in at least one phrasal verb or idiom.
Great challenge. Pay attention to how it feels to use these phrases. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
And remember, make is one of the most common verbs in English. If you master it, you'll sound much more fluent and natural.
One final tip. When you're reading English or watching English content, keep a notebook and write down phrases with make that you hear. Notice the patterns.
Exactly. Context is everything. You'll start to internalize when to use make versus other verbs.
Well, I think we've made our point about make today.
Nice one. So, listeners, we hope this conversation made sense and that you made some progress in your English learning today.
Don't forget to practice, and remember, you can make mistakes and still make progress.
Thanks for listening to Echo Your English. Make sure to subscribe for more natural English conversations.
And let us know in the comments, what's the most difficult make expression for you to remember?
See you next time.